Hi, and welcome to the Dangers of Online Shopping and Decision Making. I'm Rhonda Duffy. I'm the owner and broker of Duffy Realty, and I want to say thank you for becoming curious about this subject matter. This will impact the way that you are successful in buying a home in today's market. In the last 3 decades of real estate, we have seen big changes in how we as agents and the sellers introduce properties to the public. In the 80s and 90s, we were still using the yellow pages or phone book type method of introduction. And what would happen, and I don't know if you bought houses, I remember my parents moved around a lot for they had government jobs, and we would go over to the Century 21 agency and we would sit down and look at this picture book, and the agent would say, "Now, I'm not supposed to give you this book, but I'll give it to you, but just don't write in it or anything, and bring it back tomorrow and we'll go see the houses." Well, I remember my parents saying, "Well, I guess we could go see this one and this one," but at the end of the time, they were just lost. Why? Because there were 8 houses on a page, all with black and white little photos and a little bit of text and the address and the price. Okay, so it was not enough decision making process for them to decide that they were going to go see those houses. So instead, they would say what should happen today: let's go see everything in our price range in this area. Okay, and so we would take the book back, and I do remember my mother saying, "Don't dog ear that, the lady said you can't mark it up." But then we would take it back, give our sacred book back, and we would be on our way. Then real estate transitioned a little bit in the fashion of going towards the internet, but it was all entered through software. And the software was not as slick about taking in photos, so you could post 4 photos at the maximum for the longest time. And now we have 25 photos, and that's without a virtual tour, and the virtual tour can do unlimited photos. But what we're going to discover today is the dangers of doing that, and if you are going to do it, what you should be looking at instead of what you're currently looking at, so that you can make a true decision about finding the right house at the right price. So this is about why judging a house and its pictures can lead you to missing your dream home. And this is a case study that we did as the buyer team of Duffy Realty. Some of my buyer's agents participated in pods and groups, and so we have this today. And I think it's very impactful to teaching you, again, what you're supposed to be doing and about the dangers. So this is case study number 1, why photos matter. Everyone knows that the best pictures on eBay are the products that get multiple bids and they sell high, while the same dingy pictures, maybe the same product, are the real steal. So how would this apply to a home? Well, these happen to be from the same seller, okay? First, they put the pictures on the picture on the left, and then they ended up putting the picture on the right. Now, the picture on the left had no sale, but the picture on the right sold for $127.50. So apparently the buyers of these shoes didn't realize that the dingy pictures were the better pictures if you wanted a, quote, steal, okay? Case study number 2, clicking the mouse without seeing the house. This is from Justin Trotter. If you've been looking at homes for even a short period of time, you've inevitably come across a listing with blurry pictures, or very few pictures, or pictures of everything except the rooms you wanted to see. Herein lies the point. Sometimes even good pictures don't tell the whole story. This is the first thing my buyer said when she walked into this home. "Oh, wow, the picture sure didn't do this home any justice. You could hardly tell this home had vaulted ceilings and gorgeous exposed beams." So the pictures didn't show the character of the home, how the family room overlooked the sitting room, or how surprisingly large the bedrooms were. And yet it is a good picture, right? And this is in a $170,000 price range, so exposed beams and vaulted ceilings would be a steal in this price range. All right, so don't fall into the house trap of sitting at home and clicking your mouse. Get out and view the house. Thank you, Justin. Case number 3, dated furniture, not showing potential. The house on the left is a great attic room for anybody, any family who wants to be in there. However, it doesn't show the floor space of the room and what you could really do. You would be wondering, can I put a sectional in there and a large screen TV? And where's the wall exactly where they've taken the picture? And where is it to the right? Well, what we did was we photoshopped the same room and just added a little bit more floor space so you could tell exactly what it was. Okay. Case number 4, the color scheme. Well, a color scheme can wreck a buyer's first glance. They can be turned off by bright or just bad colors. This is from Randall. He said this particular home that we're about to look at had ugly pictures of the furnishings, blue leather couches, and they just didn't work in the color scheme. But he previewed it, and that day they were expecting an offer from a buyer who had seen it 3 times in 3 days, and the listing was only 3 days old. And this house was absolutely a 10 in terms of competition. The pictures just didn't do it justice. Here's the color scheme. We've got blueberry leather sofas, and now if you look at the room, the furniture actually just blends in and you can actually see the room. Do you agree with that? And here's some baby blue walls and curtains and pillows and paintings. And when you look to the right, once we've taken the blue walls off, it seems like there's more possibilities in how you might decorate that room. Of course, people sell houses all times of the year. So unfortunately, sometimes they're selling the houses, during a time of the year that's not as appealing. So here's the color enhanced feel of green grass. In case study 5, what are the photos representing? Well, photos that are dark and dated can make a home seem like a disaster and keep buyers from seeing it in person. After visiting the home, Allison concluded that the lot and driveway, which was on the listing, looked very steep, was a lot less dramatic as the photo suggested. While it was situated on a sloping lot, the online photos made it look a lot worse. And the second thing she noticed was that the home was not dark at all. So overall, the home looked very average online, but most buyers would have put it off by how steep the lot appeared to be online photos, and sadly would have not taken the time to put it on the show me list. So Allison went back with her camera and took the pictures after this person had posted it online. So Allison's pictures are on the right, and the seller and listing agents are on the left. Huge difference, right? Just a matter of camera and the ability to take the picture during a different time of the day and maybe not such a dreary day, right? But the majority of the summer days are going to look like the one on the right. The majority of the winter days may look like the one on the left, but you've got to see it at its best before you make a decision to turn it away. Huge difference in the kitchen. Okay. Okay, case study 6, staging a home. Simple staging can make or break on how a home looks online. You just can't judge the accuracy of the home's visual appeal unless you encourage the home buyer to commit to tour homes in person in their desired area. This is from Nicole. And these are common pictures you would see online about staging. But they make such a difference in how you would make a decision to go see them. All right? So I think the problem here, the big problem in my mind is, even though that house on the right, the family room, looks awesome, you're not buying their furnishings. So really the house on the left would be the one that you would go to see, but the one on the right looks better. So, it's really confusing for you guys. I know that I hear this from buyers all the time. Case number 7, lack of lifestyle perception. We think it would be great if agents' protocol included visiting shops and maybe walking distance restaurants, play areas, parks, and adding that to the photos, but we just never have done that. We also haven't done things that are important to women, which is add, the pantry size, take a picture of the pantry. Why? We can't get in there. We can't get into the pantry to take a picture in most walk-ins that you would want to see. The depth of the room is too small. Master bathrooms really matter to people, but you can't get up to the master bathroom and do it without taking a picture of yourself in the mirror, which I'm sure you've seen. And then that's just way too short and it looks funky and there's no reason to have the picture on. So there's a lot of lifestyle things, cooking in the kitchen, having a large dressing area in the closet for women. Some of the things that are important about the exterior for men is the first entrance in the subdivision. I mean, there's just a lot of things that we don't incorporate that impact the lifestyle, but we don't incorporate that into what we're showing you about the property. I mean, maybe it would be nice to see pictures of the high school and the elementary school and the middle school, you know, but it's just not part of where we're at yet. We have not successfully been able to make these shifts and changes into what buyers truly want to do at the house. The tennis courts, the swimming pool, you know, we're starting to get there, but we're just not there yet. So, you know, seeing what is around the home would mean that you would be able to live with something where the lifestyle is what you wanted, right? And that's one of the reasons that we go to talk to the neighbors, by the way. We're the only company in Atlanta, and I know this because I hire people from every single place, you know, every single brokerage and every single place, it seems to me, in America. A lot of people are moving to Atlanta, and they, as an agent, have not added it to their game plan or strategy to talk to any neighbors, especially with 7 key questions. But in one of the 7 key questions, we're talking about the social structure of the neighborhood. Do you guys do progressive dinners? Do you have neighborhood parties? How is, you know, do you have a mom's play group in the mornings? You know, that sort of thing. We want to know how the lifestyle is going to impact you as the buyer. Okay, so here's just a couple pictures of, you know, what we're talking about. We're talking about if we added these things into the tours, would that impact what you would see on almost a daily basis as you traveled around your own community? And would these things matter? And we think they would. We're just, you know, still in a situation where the listing services have not accepted that these pictures matter. They still are focused on the house. So this is really interesting, and I want you to write down this. I haven't been able to get this to play on my system that I'm using here, Camtasia, but I want you to write down this YouTube video. And I want you to look at this yourself, because I think you're really going to see how, first off, this video is one of the most clever propositions for selling a house I've ever seen. It's about a $35 million mansion in Malibu. And the pictures are, if you go out and look further, you know, you Google it, you'll see that these are the pictures that represent the house when it was for sale. But this video represents the whole lifestyle. It's so clever. So take a pen and paper and write that down real quick, or copy that into the browser if you can click onto the video and get a copy. But it's just, it's really clever. I'm sad that I can't show it to you even. I don't know what was the problem with it yesterday. Number one, YouTube was down all day. It wouldn't play any videos. That was bizarre. I'd never seen that. But then I couldn't make it work through the system here, but it's really cute. Case study 9. Curb appeal can kill the deal. Okay, if you're looking at the front of the house and you have no vision to what you could do to it, which is often what happens to me, it can steer you away from looking at the house because you're like, ugh, okay? But look at this. This is the same house. Incredible, huh? Same house fixed up. That's just paint on those stairs and paint up the walkways. And all they did was add some trim to the front facade there. You could even do that. They took that front facade, that triangle, off, but you could even do the same thing with leaving the triangle on and probably get the same effect if you know, had the right paint colors. But isn't that incredible? I mean, you know, that's a huge difference, and something that you would probably go to see on the right, but maybe not on the left. Which, by the way, let me mention something about that. You know, the contracts don't allow us now to write for repairs. You know, in other words, the seller can't give you the money at closing in the contract. However, they could do some things that you want before closing, or they could hire the contractors, pay them, and you could do it after closing. So you've got a little bit more flexibility than what people imagine when you're into the situation of trying to decide what you would do to make it the right house. Because, you know, even though the inventory is tight, we still have a lot of inventory on the market. We just need to get to the position where we're, you know, able to be a little flexible in our mind about what can be done. Okay, this is the same house. The first yard is very hidden, obviously, and the second one with a little bit of paint and a weed whacker. Look at the difference. Okay. So this is case study 10, the size and perception. This we found on the internet, but you can easily be fooled by an odd or poorly positioned photo, right? Same person, just off in a chair, size there. I mean, it looks kind of ridiculous, really. But look at these bad angles when it comes to photos of houses that you're out looking at. Nice but small patio, really big patio. I mean, I just stare at this a lot because, that's just a huge difference. And this is absolutely right. But how many times do we have the opportunity to shoot it from that vantage point? But that is the true space of what you would be filling in your mind with your friends, your family, yourself, and your furniture, right? So I hope you enjoyed our presentation here. And I would encourage you, if you're serious about looking at houses, push the easy button and make it easy on yourself, and we'll make it easy on you by just gathering every single thing that could possibly fit into your criteria and going out and seeing it. I've been notorious many days of showing 62 houses a day to people. We, put on the running shoes, leave the kids behind, do a 30-minute lunch, two 15-minute breaks, and we're out seeing houses. And so if you're serious about buying, really, stop looking online and just go see everything that's available, because I think you'll find that things are not as they appear, and you might be pleasantly surprised. Thank you for choosing Duffy Realty. We really appreciate your business, and let me know personally, Rhonda Duffy, if you cannot make something work, or you've got a concern, or you need a different team member to help you. Please don't hesitate to let me know, and you can find me online at duffyrealtyofatlanta.com.